Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD video. This is actually for Biskit. Now, I have seen Biskit in so many of my games. They are actually another GM on EU console as well. They are currently GM3 with this game, and they're also queued with the Kiriko, so I go for some ambitious reses. So I'm going to be really looking forward to that basically. We lost, but I don't think I played bad. I think my positioning is okay, but I struggle with decision making sometimes. Okay, so it looks like we're going to look into some kind of decision making that we're going to be doing today. But once again, just as a quick little thing, you guys can get your own VOD videos. They are for, I don't know how many channel points at this very moment in time, but obviously you earn the channel points completely for free on my Twitch. You just save them up by literally watching the streams. Then once it comes to a Sunday, which is when I do the streams, you guys are more than welcome to redeem one. Just make sure you send me the code, and obviously you'll rank and kind of like a little bit of a description of what happens. And I'll just do basically exactly what I'm doing for Biskit right here, just in what's called in future VODs and stuff like that, basically, or like future streams and stuff like that. But yeah, so we have Biskit with us today. Obviously, I said I've seen Biskit so many times in my games because obviously we're very much like the same elo and stuff like that. They're absolutely lovely to play with and stuff. And we do have as well the Jingle Bell skin on. It's so cute. This is my first ever Jingle Bell VOD as well, because obviously I didn't do VODs when it first came out. But yeah, it's really cute. Obviously they are queued with Kiriko as well. Mercy Kiriko, really great support comp. I really enjoy it. Looking at our team as well, we have a really good team. We have ourselves on a cast that we can make blue beam. Joke is obviously really good as well to kind of like get in and go and help with if we need to. We also have Hug as well that we can damage boost for Hugs, and obviously Kiriko we can damage boost if we like need to and stuff like that. But yeah, so I guess we'll get straight into it. My first thing I am going to say to you right now though is get really used to speeding people out of spawn, okay? You can do this by obviously switching to Lucio and then quickly switching to Mercy. They are right next to each other in the hero gallery, so it's like really easy to be able to switch between the two. It just gives your team that little bit of an extra advantage and try and get themselves to the point in time. Point control is so important, where very much if your team can set up earlier than the enemy team, it gives them a bit more of an advantage in that first team fight, because it means that they're already like set up and the enemy team have to technically push into you if you get set up like really like soon on basically. So I recommend just quickly speeding people out, and then you can switch back to Mercy because there's enough time for you to quickly J back to them basically. But we'll keep going. You also don't know if the enemy team have a Lucio themselves as well, so it's always really great if you can. But we'll keep going. Nice. Obviously playing really nice in our cover here. Love how you're checking on your team. Really nice. Lovely. Really nice here. Love the heals. Unfortunate the cast. Okay. Nice. Lovely. I love this decision making is perfect, okay? Because obviously you know this Morg is going to come for you, right? And obviously you don't have like a really good rotation just yet. I love how like you just wait, you back off because he's going to start running at you. Love how you then use this orb to like try and obviously get yourself out. Obviously a lot of your team has like gone or like died and stuff like that, so you end up kind of like with your Kiriko obviously T being back to you and stuff like that. Completely fine. Really nice. At this point I feel like you're going to die, which is completely fine. Everyone got picked up on the Morg and they just like basically ran into you all. So here's what it is. Quick reset. We go again. I have no issues with that. That was honestly I would have played the exact same Biskit, so honestly completely fine. Oh, there's an audio delay? Okay, hold on. Let me Sorry everyone, there's a bit of an audio delay. I'm having a bit of an issue with my Elgato right now that it's causing little audio delays for some reason. But anyways, we'll get back into it. So nice. Nice, lovely pick from your Kiriko. Nice damage boost here. Just if you can, try to kind of top up your Hog a little bit more here if you can. Just because obviously with this Morga, I'm just really like cautious of him just getting absolutely mowed down by him. So try if you can just to top him up a tiny bit, and then obviously you can help your cast out. Which I think is exactly what you do right now. I would have just done it like a little bit sooner, that's all. Nice. What you can do here with this cast, right, because you know what the enemy team have got. They've got that Sojourn and... Oh, sorry. They did have Tracer. They've obviously switched to Sojourn. I would just, honestly, call upon this high ground here. The reason is because it then gives you a lot more options to be able to do stuff. And it also forces either like the Sojourn or like someone to kind of like slide up to come and get to you. Compared to if you just play on this ground, it's very easy for the Morga just to come and like focus you down basically. You can very much like come to this cast and like flick yourself up and then play up on this high ground. So I would have done that a little bit sooner. It just makes us well we don't need to back off as much as we have right now. We can just vibe up on the high ground. Nice damage boost here though. Nice. Just make sure we're damage boosting Cass here. Very, very nice. Nice rotation. Nice. I love how you're jamming from like pieces of cover to cover. It's really good. I trust my second support too much sometimes, which honestly, it can be good, but it can be bad, Biskit, okay? I feel as though it's good, obviously, if you're queued with the support, because obviously you'll know who the support is and you'll know how well they play. You guys will have like a very good synergy, which is completely fine with how you're playing right now. However, obviously, if you're solo in it, sometimes, especially if you have no clue who the support is, it can be a little bit like, oh, you know, you don't really want to trust them like straight away, basically. So if you can, just try to just make sure that we're popping that healing beam on as much as we can on like on the just in case, basically, especially if like you don't know them. Obviously you do know this person, so it can, you know, help out a little bit more. I would be pushed up with your Cass here. The reason is because your hog is currently covering this angle here, so you're actually free to kind of like push up with your Cass here. The other thing is, obviously, if you got your beam on your Cass, you need to just be kind of like checking these angles as much as you can, and if these guys start pushing through, then you obviously need to back off. But you can push up with your Cass here, try to get maybe like a 2-tap onto someone with like the damage boost. You just want to kind of commit with him as much as you can here, because remember, you are safe from this angle right now because the hog will be covering it. So I'd push up here. And obviously when he backs off, you can then back off. Nice. So you push him with your Cass, which is completely fine. Nice, good picks from everyone. That is horrible, by the way, of your of your Cass solo high doing the 1 HP Kiriko as well. That is what's called. That is horrible. Anyways, yeah, do you see how, like, right now you're pushed up with your Cass? This is how I want you to do it in the first team fight. Because, obviously, you know at this point the hog's, like, pushed up and stuff like that. This is how I want you to do it the first time. Just, like, a quick, like, little FYI. Now, obviously, you're backed off, because obviously Cass is backed off. Nice. We mirror the Kitsune rush, which is good. Nice Valk. Obviously, you need to get away from the soldier. Nice. Really good here. Can't help Junk. Junk's just in his own little world. I like the Valk though, because obviously you want to try and escape, which is completely fine. Ooh. We let our Cass die though. I was laughing. Oh, the high dude. I was like, I love it. I feel this is very well played by you though, Biskit, okay? I love this Valk. Obviously, we do end up going around in order to try and avoid him. Really, really nice. I feel like your decision making starts to get a little bit poor now, okay? So obviously this is fine that what's it called? The Cass dies. Sorry, not the Cass, the Junk dies. Okay, at this point, our Valk's like getting like quite close to ending, and we still want to try and help with this Cass, okay? At this point, we want to try and work on keeping as many people as we can alive and make sure that they're okay before we go for this res. I feel like this res onto the Junkrat is very unnecessary, and we should have worked on helping our Cass try and work down whoever's left, and then just let the Junkrat respawn by himself, okay? Don't try and force a res that you know is not going to happen, basically. Because can you see how, like, as we're kind of, like, flying towards to try and get this res, we end up, what's it called? We end up kind of leaving the Cass. My crew was called for a res, so I went for it. It's completely fine if they're calling for res, because obviously you've got the, because, obviously if they're calling for res, then they're going to have Zuzu, right? Try, if you can, to think for yourself before you do so. Really good example, actually. I literally just uploaded a TikTok yesterday, okay? And, what happens is my diva dies to a sojourn. My Cass like goes off, so I go to and help the Cass. And then as we're finished off with the Cass, there's still a sojourn that's protecting my diva's body. And the diva's like, oh my gosh, res me, right? But I know at that point that I cannot res because there's a sojourn looking at it. So I have to get my Glock out and go and get the sojourn before I can go and safely get that res. Literally, like, that is what you need to be doing, okay? You need to try and make sure that everyone is okay and kind of use your own initiative to begin with before we then go and, like, go for the res, basically. So if we can, try to help this Cass out, make sure this Cass is safe, and make sure he is healthy before we go for that res. Because it's better to have, you know, it's better to not go for the res and have people alive rather than, like, trade someone out for no reason. Alright? We'll keep going. So obviously we talked about that. That's completely fine. Obviously Cass ends up dying. Nice damage boost here, obviously onto your drone. Nice. I don't mind you healing here because obviously you don't have like hardly any ult charge compared to your Kiriko, so that's completely fine. Obviously if your Kiriko was like near her ult, maybe I would have like maybe said, oh, like leave the healing for her. That's completely fine. Nice, obviously nice you don't grab spamming, so that's completely fine. If you can, try to damage that Hulk hook, because obviously he's gonna like obviously gonna be looking for a hook. So if you can, try to pop your little beam onto the Hulk hook if you can. Nice. Love how you're looking out for that high ground. Cass is there now, so we rotate up, which is very, very nice. Nice, Suzu. I would actually be playing this a little bit more closer to the edge than what you're doing. I feel like at this point, we're playing very, like, for the Cass, and we're not, helping our team out right now. Because remember, like, yes, it's all good, like, you know, to have our main been target and helping them. But if we can, try to just to play a little bit closer to this edge, so it means that we can quickly peek someone if we need to. Now, I don't think this would have helped the Kiriko at all, but I think it would have definitely maybe been able like to try and like keep her health up or something maybe. I don't know whether it would have helped her survive and stuff, but it would. I think it would definitely would have made a difference if we try and like play towards this edge a little bit more, try to get our beam on someone, even if it's just like for a second, just quickly top them up and then continue with our cast. Because right now I feel as though we're being too committed with our cast right now, and I feel as though he's not doing enough in this scenario for you to be really committed with him. I feel like we definitely need to still be kind of like balancing between these two if we can. But we'll keep going. Obviously, Hans has jumped up. Nice. We can res. Okay, we decide against the res. I would have just gone for a res straight off the bat. The reason why you can go for a res straight off the bat is he's, what's it called? He's gone away. He's like jumped down basically. It's gonna take him a long like hot minute like to climb this wall. If you go for this res straight away, you could then quickly GA and then go like maybe up onto this high ground and like try and help these guys and stuff like that. But I feel as though we could have definitely got this res off. Unfortunate though that obviously everyone ends up falling as you do that. We got it to overtime though, which is really, really great. And obviously they'll flip over the point. Is what it is. We'll go again in just a second. Nice like little reset. We have a Sojourn now instead of Cass. I actually prefer playing with Sojourns personally because I like how much like they slide about and stuff like that. I think it's really, really fun playing with Sojourns. But nice. This is top of Kiri, which is completely fine. We took a little bit there just try and get our beam onto the Sojourn, but it's alright. Nice, it's completely fine res. We end up playing back, so obviously for the dragons, so we know that the bastion's up as well. Nice rotation here. Nice heals on Kiri. I think the only thing here is I would have made the rotation as we're healing Kiri. Let me quickly rewind, I'm going to show you. I feel like all this was great though, like I feel like this is the perfect time for you to go and res, because you know Kiri's going to have Zuzu. Nice backing off here. I like this rotation in the second in order to avoid. Right, it's this bit here, okay? So obviously you don't want to cross this window. You end up healing up Kiri. As you heal up Kiri, this is when I'd want you to rotate. Because you can make this rotation super, super quickly by just doing a straight GA to your Sojourn and looking down and away like this while still keeping your beam on the Kiri, because obviously you can heal up your Kiri. Remember, you don't need to leave your Kiri, you don't need to top your Kiri up to full HP because her self-regen will start kicking in just a second. So you could just kind of top her up to like maybe like halfway as you're flicking across and then put your beam onto your Sojourn. It then means then that you can now be committed with your Sojourn. So I would be like here. And we could have maybe like helped try and keep her up. But it's what it is. Obviously, you already use res, so you can't res. Try and push that damage just a little bit more here, because your Kiri can very easily heal this hog. Nice. We pop Valk here, which is completely fine, because obviously they wanted to get aggressive. Nice touch. Just unfortunate that as you touch, everyone ends up falling. Couldn't get my beam into the Sojourn. It was so annoying. Yeah, unfortunately, this, what's it called? This gap is too big for you to kind of sit and pocket someone from one side and they're being on the other, unless they're like kind of like in the middle. Because obviously the Sojourn's like playing on this side. This is too long. You have to like rotate for her. So it's just a little bit like an awareness thing. But it's really lucky. Really nice. Obviously, you use your outlet to try and go and touch it. But unfortunately, everyone ends up falling. Is what it is. We'll go for the next round. But I feel, honestly, Biskit, you're playing really, really well. I will say, your positioning, especially like using your movement to play from like piece of cover to cover, is beautiful. I love that. I love that. It's so, so good. I will say as well, your damage boost usage is really, really great. Just, if you can, try to flick the damage boost onto your hog a little bit more, you know, like when he does like his hooks and stuff like that. But other than that, I love how much you're using the damage boost. I love that. Now, we only ended up doing like, I think 2 reses. Obviously, the first res we talked about, and I'll talk about that in just a second. The second one was completely fine. My biggest piece of advice to you right now is really think about your own gameplay before you listen to other people. Put your own instincts first, okay? Because you are a smart player. You are a GM. You have proven that you're a GM. You're absolutely amazing, okay? So, you know that you have the instincts, and you know whatever you think is probably going to be right, okay? So if you can, honestly, yeah, do take advice from your team and stuff like that. But if you're disagreeing in your head, don't be like, oh, I should listen to them, okay? If you can, really think in your head and think of your own thoughts, like, think of your own thoughts first, basically, and think to yourself, yes, that's what I'm, like, I need to do this, don't listen to them before that, basically. Valks were good as well. I don't have any issues with your Valks. Your Valks were really, really good. Just same thing here. Make sure we're speeding out spawn. That's my first thing. But we'll keep going. I always love like doing like GM VODs as well. But I feel as though it's so hard as well to do GM VODs because I have to be like so strict with it. Because usually the gameplay is like so good that I have to like really nitpick at like little tiny things. Nice rotation here. Lovely. I love as well how we're doing these GA cancels. Beautiful. The GA cancel is so good. Lovely position here. Nice heals on Kiri. Nice. Made it push it forward a little bit more here. Nice heals. I love how you damage boost him up until he rolls away. Beautiful. Really good beam management there. And beam discipline. Really good. Obviously, I love how you're still looking at your team here just to check they're okay. Really nice. I push forward a little bit more here now, though, because I feel like at this point we're playing it a little bit passively. I would actually GA myself like really far forward here and try like to maybe get some of these like stagger kills and stuff. Maybe go in and go and damage this your Genji now and try and like get rid of some of these guys basically. But that's just me being like, I feel as though with you, Biskit, you play a very kind of like passive Mercy. Which is completely not a wrong thing, kind of say. I just, with me, I play a little bit more of like an aggressive Mercy, I feel like, which can be like beneficial, yet not at the same time. Same thing with your playstyle and stuff. It's just whatever you feel like most comfortable with. But with kind of like my playstyle with Mercy, I like to try and like get as aggressive as I can and like try and like, you know, try and get away with like the riskiest stuff that I can, maybe push up and damage boosting these guys and stuff like that. But that's very much just kind of like a personal playstyle kind of thing. But nice. Obviously, I will push up this far though. Like you're just being very aggressive right now. Nice. Love how, yes. Sorry, this is kind of like a thing to like any kind of like lower rank Mercies that might be watching this. I see so many Mercies just J'ing across like into here, like to try and like get back to the cast and stuff like that. And you end up being in this LOS and have the risk of, you know, being picked off by like someone that's coming out of spawn. I love how you're using your natural cover and just walking around. Nobody's at risk right now. Nobody's, what's it called? Nobody's like, you know, at risk of like dying and stuff like that. I love how you just go around and play back here. Beautiful. Really nice. Lovely. Nice damage to Cass here. Got the little slowy down thing, whatever it's called. I don't know what that ability's called. Nice rotation here. This is completely fine. You damage to your Cass here. Love your chain from cover to cover. Obviously, Genji ends up falling. Lovely damage boost. Beautiful. Love it. I think the only thing is I would have done this sooner. This is perfect, okay? I love how, so in case people are unaware what's just happened, obviously Cass is also a really good zoning ult, and obviously he'll start using it to zone. And what Biskit does is Biskit uses this in order to get a res off and play like with their team and stuff like that to try and get this res off as safe as possible. Beautifully played. Beautiful. I think the only like kind of criticism I have with this is I would have made this a damage boost onto the cast to try and charge up the high noon a little bit sooner, because obviously with the damage boost it creates the skulls on the people like a little bit sooner. But also the second thing, I would have also, because what you can do is you can GA like to obviously these guys while still have your beam onto the cast, so you could obviously you can still be damage boosting him. up until you're just about to do this res. This is a beautiful res. I love this. This is very, very well played. I love this entire play. I gotta find the balance between playing aggro and passive, which is completely fine. I tell you what, I can help you. For example, like in this scenario, I would have J'd up and maybe across to this high ground so I can get this damage boost onto the Sigma roll. I feel as though a really kind of good thing that helps me get a little bit more aggressive with how you play, if you're wanting to get a little bit more aggressive when you need to, try to kind of look and see when people are going to start getting aggressive and when people are going to, what's it called? Sorry. When people are going to start like wanting to use their abilities and use the ultimates and stuff. Like, for example, obviously you backed off here, but then you can see that Sigma wants to go for his flux, and obviously you can damage boost to lift up on the flux. Try if you can to flick your beam onto him. Maybe rotate yourself so you can get yourself with your cast as well, and then you could just damage boost his lift up and then keep on damage boosting your cast afterwards, okay? Just honestly, like, because obviously you'll have your main bleeding target and you'll know about this, like obviously you'll know that your cast is your main bleeding target, but if you can and it's safe enough for you to do so, do not be afraid to flick the beam onto someone else just to try and like help them out a little bit more. I feel as though that's probably one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give to people if they wanted to get a little bit more aggressive, is try if you can to damage boost other people and other abilities and stuff, but don't go like out of your way like to do it if like it's not safe enough to do so, but if it's possible, try and do it. But it's nice rotation here. Window, we pop out, which is completely fine. Obviously we don't have res. Nice. This is a point where we can get in a little bit more aggressive here. Rather than you flicking all the way to the back of point where your Kiriko is, I would rather you flicked up and you played like over here, and then you can kind of like play around this kind of like wallish, or you can also like peek kind of like forwardish like this. Because yes, you're in the window, but everyone's going to be really, really like focused on the Genji right now that's just going to dash into like the backline and stuff. Everyone's going to turn around and try and like focus him, or they'll be focused onto the thing. The other reason why I'd rather you played more aggressively and kind of like went in with your Genji and played like here is you're playing split from your Kiriko. Because I feel as though it's really, really handy if you play split from your Kiriko. Because it then makes the enemy team think. And it makes them think, which support do I focus? Because if you play together with your support, which obviously is fine sometimes, because obviously, you know, there are like sometimes where like you want to play with your support, but if you can, try to avoid it or try to play like a little bit split, so then it doesn't make you to an easy target for just, you know, for them just to quickly shoot in one direction. You have to make them think and think, okay, which support shall I go and pick off, basically. But we keep going. This is a really nice bout. Lovely jiggle peeking here above the wall. Nice heals as well. Nice follow through with the blade. Lovely damage just on the blade here. Nice. Unfortunate. Nice backing off here. So unfortunate. I feel as if it's a very aggressive Kitsune rush, which is fine. Obviously at this point, yeah, at this point I just leave. At that point I would just leave, because you know that obviously you're not going to be able to help your Sigma out. Sigma's just going to die because it's like a 1v5, well 2v5 if you include yourself. It's just going to die. Just back off. Play your own life. Really, really good though, Biskit, honestly. You're playing absolutely amazingly. Really, really good. Nice. That's fine, because we don't like go into the health pack. Nice. Nice heals. You can res that. This is one of the scenarios where if you res quick, it's going to be like a really good option for you. Because what's going to happen is obviously the Sigma has just destroyed the immortality field, right? If you know immortality field has just been destroyed, that means people are going to be like still like quite weak. And also your Sigma has pushed up with the shield here. Perfect opportunity for a super duper quick res here. You can also like flick it round like kind of the side here-ish as well if you want to. But this is a really good opportunity for a really quick res here. You did end up doing it, which is really, really good. But just obviously try to do that res a little bit sooner. Once you get here, it ends up dying as we, you know, because of the ult, which is completely fine. Love how you're playing off the side right now. Lovely damage boost onto the flux. Really, really good. Nice heals. Nice. Nice bout here in order to try and help push in a little bit more. Really, really nice. Love this. I love where you're positioned right now. I love how, like, I think my only bit of criticism is I would have stayed with your team a tiny bit longer up until you know definitely that your soldier's going to peek this angle. I love where you're positioned right now, though, so you can help your team and help your soldier. Really, really nice. Fortunately, that Sigma ends up dying. Kiri ends up dying as well, which is really unfortunate. Nice rotation back. Nice. Lovely position here. Oh, okay. Only thing is you are completely fine to stay here for a tiny bit longer. I feel as though you're trying to push the escape when you don't need to. Unless if you desperately know you can back off, try if you can just stay where you are, and then you can use your Morga to rotate out instead of like just walking out here. I feel as though at this point we're kind of like rushing the thing out, which just ends up like is the, you know, the thing that ends up getting us staggered. So I would definitely, just if you can, try to just kind of survive that 1 extra second longer, and then try just to look for that J out instead of like just trying to walk out, basically. Because you do end up staggering a tiny bit. But with that, honestly, Biskit, you're playing absolutely brilliantly. Like, absolutely amazing. Hold on. Oh, bless her heart. I was wondering what happened. Oh, bless. Nobody peeked her, man. That is so upsetting. She just, like, slowly, like, just commits, like, what's it called? She just slowly, like, accepts her fate of, like, I'm gonna die. Oh, bless. Oh, that is... Damage booster, Bastion here. I feel so bad, man. Okay, this is another time we can get a little bit more aggressive. Do you see how Genji dashes up to go and contest the Bastion? That is another point we could just like literally just do a GA cancel or something and play around this corner. Make sure that we're getting that damage boost at a beam just in order to like try and finish this kill onto the Bastion a little bit quicker, and then we can return back to everyone. All right. Nice, lovely heals with the Bastion. Same thing again. We can because I feel as though what's it called? We're backing off quite a bit here. We don't need to. We can like still like keep pushing up and like still playing forward. I feel like that's another point where like we can get a little bit more aggressive. I love your Genji as well, just like not peeking you like for the heals as well, which is quite funny. Nice rotation back. So your Genji's calling for Blade. Obviously, we don't have Kitsune Rush for that, so it just means that we can, what's it called? You just have to be ready to go in for that. Damage boost your Bastion. Nice. The only, like, you can damage boost Morga here, don't get me wrong. But, like, obviously Morga is going to have Kiri to try and help, and also he's got the health steal up right now. So I'd actually focus on damage boosting the Bastion here, just for more damage, basically. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let me quickly rewind that, because I feel so I paused it at a bad time. Did she just slide into you? Good, let's see if there's anything else we could have done differently. Oh, that's just so unfortunate, man. That's really... I think the only thing you could have possibly done to amend this is maybe played up on this high ground. But honestly, like, that's just so unfortunate that she just slides in with, like, no fear whatsoever and just two-taps you. That's just unfortunate. I feel as though it all kind of comes from this, like, mini GA that you end up doing. You should have, like, just played your cover and played, like, behind if you could have. But, honestly, like, she just ended up, like, walking in and two-tapping you. That's not on you. Nice blade, though, from your Genji. Really nice blade. Trying to get back to Kuzan. I think they're going to end up recapping it. Obviously looking to try and get Kiri out, which is really, really nice. I know it's going, no, exactly. I love how you're trying to, like, obviously... Okay. If your Kiri doesn't want to, like, peek it, just wait for your team then. because your Kiri's in quite a safe spot, and obviously you're giving her the option. But don't try and walk out, obviously, into LOS of people if you know that, what's it called? Your Kiri's not going to be there, and just wait for your team. Does anyone touch? Oh, you don't have to touch it. Unfortunate. Man, Biskit, you played it so well. This is not on you. This is 100% not on you for this game. I think just unfortunately the enemy team were just better, unfortunately. But honestly, you played really, really well here, okay? I love your position. Let's start off with that, okay? I love how your position and how like much cover and how much like cover usage you use. I love that. I love how much you use that blue beam, but I'm going to come back to that in just a second. But I like how much you use it on like, you know, for specific things and stuff like that. I love that. Reses, obviously, apart from the first one, which we talked about, which I'm going to elaborate on in just a second, were really, really good. I loved how much cover you used, and I loved, like, you know, how, like, make sure you are as safe as you can in order to get these reses. Valks were really good as well. I honestly have no issues with your Valks. I feel as though Valk timing was really good, and usage of Valks was really, really good. Positioning with Valks as well was really, really good. Have no issues with that. They were honestly absolutely amazing, Biskit. Honestly, you should be very, very proud of how you play. This is, the things where I feel as though you need improvement. And I feel as though they all kind of tie into... Actually, two of them tie into one, and then one's kind of like its own separate thing. Two things you need to work on. First thing, obviously, as I mentioned before, is try to put your own initiative first before other people's. Like, you know how, like, you, for example, when the Kiriko was like telling you to res and stuff like that, try not to listen to them too much. Try instead to think about your own gameplay first and think to yourself, if you think that call out is correct and stuff like that, first of all, basically, to try to think of that beforehand. And then the other and that also, oh yeah, and the second thing is your aggressiveness, okay? If you can, try to damage boost as much as your team's abilities as possible. So obviously, yes, you have your main blue beam target, and I found this, specifically on that last point that you just did, a lot of the times towards the end of team fights, you're actually peeling yourself back to like your backline a lot, when in reality, when you've won those team fights, push yourself forward, push yourself up with like your Genji and stuff like that. Go in with that damage boost. Try if you can to try get those stagger kills, pickoffs, and be aggressive with your team. That's kind of like one of the ways you can be a lot more aggressive. And the second thing is obviously just damage boosting people a lot more. Like obviously I love how you're playing your main blue beam targets and you're pocketing them extremely well. However, there are a few times where we can definitely rotate ourselves and try and damage boost our other DPS or our tank or something to try and like get those pickoffs and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, Biskit, honestly, absolutely amazing VOD. Please do let me know as well if you have any more questions. Once again, thank you so much to everyone on YouTube as well as on Twitch that's been watching this. You guys can get your own VOD reviews. Leave for 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but no, I don't do them on my Twitch on Mondays. Oh my gosh, I do them on Sundays. Oh my gosh, I do them on Sundays now. But I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. Obviously they're like my own gameplay. The VODs are completely for free as well, so please do come along. Even if it's not, you know, just to watch someone else's VOD, as you might be able to learn something. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!